Boom, what up? Azzapp only here with the more React yappage. Okay, ARAM, Inting, and more. That is a very good name for a dev update. The YouTube bug. Okay. Act 2 trailer. Bluish colors, flowers. Something. What even is this lore? Oh, this shit. It's so funny, man, when you go from an artistic style to like League of Legends brawl goofy animations. Holy. Are you not on like the good settings? Why do I feel like this is 30 FPS? Am I fucked in the head? And it's 30 frame rate? Why? Probably bonuses it always. Wait, why is this on 30 FPS, man? Ooh, okay. Okay. Wait! I actually thought this was... Oh my god. I actually thought that was a Brawl map. Looks like they learned what they could from the Brawl map and now they're pivoting that ARAM. That's cool. Oh, fuck. They made Morgana look cool. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hey everyone, I'm Riot Cadmus.
That's a note from the past. Love it.
We're here to talk a bit more about the ARAM changes that you just saw. In Act 2, we're going to be adding multiple maps to ARAM. After Champ Select, when you load in, you'll randomly get one of 3 maps. The classic Howling Abyss, an old favorite, the Butcher's Bridge. Butcher's Bridge, that was awesome. Spirit Blossom themed map, Cushion's Crossing.
Our goal.
Okay, I know which one's gonna be favorite still. I hope they have like that announcer.
With introducing more maps to ARAM is to bring more excitement and variety to
each very cool.
Game without fundamentally changing.
I love this because it's also aiming at like the median league user because a lot of people don't play ranked, you know, but people do engage in ARAM. So making a more fun ARAM, that's cool. You know, could be cool to have like a void theme.
Love about the mode. That said, we do have some unique additions to the new maps that we want to go over. We'll start with the newest map. The most notable change we've added, other than the whole visual reskin, are the Spirit Blossom portals. They'll be replacing Hex Gates, but we won't just have them take you from your base to your outermost turret.
We also added some portals to the center of the map, so you can use them to try to make the out.
What is that? What is Riot August doing there? What?
We also added some portals to the center of the map, so you can use them to try to make the outplay of the lifetime. Or simply
that's hilarious.
We can't wait to see the creative ways you'll find to use them.
Awesome.
Additionally, we made some terrain adjustments to the middle of the map.
I'm guessing he's like in here working on this.
In the Howling Abyss, while still remaining an all-out ARAM fiesta. Just to manage expectations, we're experimenting with this as a season-themed map. So let us know how you like it.
Moving over to the Butcher's Bridge.
That's funny.
We know a lot of longtime ARAM enjoyers have fond memories of the old event map, and so do we. It's something that many of you have asked us to bring back.
So we're bringing it back.
And we even killed Gangplank again.
No. We're not shipping that. No.
Welcome back
to the past. Holy shit, that's pretty funny. That was probably the best joke delivery in one of these videos I've ever seen. Pretty funny.
Depths of Bilgewater, where you can become a pirate and maybe enjoy a power flower or 2. Inspired by Arena, these power flowers refund your cooldowns and give you some shielding. But they won't.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they learned what they could from the arena and the brawl and the replayability aspect of it, and now they're funneling that into their most played game mode, which is ARAM. And now they're trying to make ARAM have that also longevity, and they're really trying to min-max the players' amount of time they spend on ARAM. So that's really cool.
They grow in a new, small alcove located in the center of the bridge. We
I
added
love
them
alcoves.
To be a new incentive to start fights, similar to health relics, which should keep things from being too stale for too long. Don't worry though, they aren't as powerful as they are in Arena, so they shouldn't impact the outcome of a fight unless it comes down to the smallest of margins. We also added cannons to both spawns, because are you really a pirate if you don't have cannons?
No. These cannons aren't just good at getting
Yeah,
you around
these two
the
are
map.
killing it.
They're also a more interesting and aggressive way
I'd like to
to
see
get
more
back
of them
into
in
the
these dev
action and
updates.
knock enemies up where you land. Their range will depend on your furthest standing tower, which means if your inhibitor's down
So
and
funny,
the enemy
man.
is pushing in on you for the win,
That's Garner
you
play.
could take advantage.
These are like fake Chinese videos, obviously, you know. Then they're setting these up for like the extra for this very montage. But damn, that's funny. That's Garner flying around, you know.
Of the cannons and get a 5-person knockup, setting up your Yasuo for an amazing ultimate to turn the tables on the enemy team.
Last, but certainly not least, we have the Howling
They're having a lot
Abyss.
of fun.
This is something us ARAM mains call home. And because so many of you love the map as it is today, we didn't make any changes to it. Like we said, we wanted to preserve the core ARAM experience, and we think that keeping Howling Abyss untouched will help with that.
True.
We also wanted to talk about a non-map related change that we
That's
have
good.
coming
Don't
to
change
ARAM,
what
champion
works.
cards.
So good.
One long-standing piece of player feedback we've heard is that the amount of champions you can choose from in each game feels a little inconsistent. It could be frustrating if your teammates leave some rerolls on the table and you're stuck with 2 to 3 champs on the bench to choose from. So, in order to give you all more options more consistently, we're removing the reroll system and replacing it with champion cards.
It's like the
When you enter
old man
champs,
selection
you'll be
thing.
presented with 2 champs to choose from. You'll have a bit of time to pick one, at which point the other will go to the bench.
And they can still use the
guarantee-
reroll mechanic, so you can reroll individual cards.
You'll get at least 10 champs to choose from in any lobby. And if you get lucky, you'll be given 3 champs to pick from. We considered always giving 3 options, but that might lead to getting some champs too reliably. And who wants a Nidalee, Ziggs, or Xerath in every one of their games?
Going forward, we want to make sure that all of you
August makes a full-on appearance now.
ARAM mains know how much we appreciate you.
I guess they're not
And we'll
doing the
think of
reroll
ways to
thing.
keep ARAM feeling fresh and loved. If you thought the Bridge of Progress,
I
for
love it.
example,
For a person that hasn't touched ARAM, like I played on once a year on a subathon because it's a goal and we played with viewers. And after every single year, I say I'm never going to play this game out again. I love this. I respect this. That's so awesome. So much love for the ARAM players. It's really
had
cool.
too many changes. This should be quite a bit less, as we focus mostly on slightly altering the map shape, as opposed to introducing more drastic changes like snowball, health relic buffs, inhibitor rewards, and so on.
Cool.
Going forward, we don't want to make these changes in isolation, but it is going to take some testing and learning to get them right.
We're looking for your feedback to know what you enjoy, what we get right, and what we can improve. So please, keep talking to us so we can continually build and improve on the modes all of you love.
Awesome.
We think that this new map pool will be a fun and exciting addition to ARAM.
Right.
But we want to get your feedback
another
first
W by
before we
right.
commit
What the
to making
hell?
this change permanent. As a reminder, Brawl is currently live, so please make sure you go give it a try. That's it from us. As always, thanks for playing, and we'll see you in ARAM.
All right, as you can probably tell by now, we're still deep in the Spirit Blossom Festival, and almost
Okay.
everything this
True,
season
true.
has ties to the massive bloom, or Wyldbloom as it's called in Ionia, from the new ARAM map to the
Wyldbloom.
increased Spirit Blossoms on Summoner's Rift, and even our next champion, Ynnara.
We aren't going to get into specifics about Ynnara right now.
Okay. We're leaning on the cosplay. We're leaning on the cosplay fan base. We're gonna go to Twitter and see like 7 of them already right now. it's more fan service again with the character.
She's still not coming out for a few more patches, but we do
I'm
want to
curious about
confirm
the
that
kit,
she's
though.
a traditional ADC with a core focus on auto attacks. We brought in a bunch of content creators and influencers from around the world to get a sneak preview of her gameplay, and you'll get a full
wasn't
reveal of her
there.
kit with these creators in just 2 weeks. And similar to Mel, Ynnara will be earnable by completing a few missions.
Outside
Was
of
I
core
there,
gameplay,
Chad?
we'll be
I don't remember
releasing
being there.
another metagame this act. It's a 2.5D side-scrolling beat-em-up featuring, you guessed it, Ynnara alongside Xin Zhao. While you dodge, punch, kick, slide, and fight, you'll get to experience more of this season's story and learn more about the mysterious Wyldbloom.
Oh, that's cool. I always enjoyed their mini games. You don't expect them to be like some unique pieces of art. It's just a reskin of a pre-existing game done within League Universe, and that's perfectly awesome. You know,
We saw
I'm
some
excited.
feedback around the Demon's Hand, around having to grind a ton of League games to progress.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
really,
one is
really
more
bad idea.
self-contained. That means you can play the entire
I
story.
had to play so much League to unlock the difficult modes, because I would beat all of them in the first try, but then in order to get like the hardest one, you have to play so much League of Legends. It's really bad. Nobody likes League. I mean,
without playing League matches in between.
But wait, that's not all.
Oh.
Would it really be Spirit Blossom without a way to befriend some spirits, if you know what I mean? That's right, we've got a spiritual successor for Spirit Bonds, just a bit smaller in scale this time. This year's version will allow you to connect with some new spirits and earn their favor by simply playing League and completing champion-specific missions. And when you've earned enough favor, you'll get a little reward from each spirit, like a nice, firm handshake.
Oh yeah, all right. Okay.
The courtyard is unlocked after you complete the beat 'em up metagame, and just like last time, it does require League gameplay to progress. Now, we know that visual...
Wait, what the hell is a courtyard? I don't understand. What is this supposed to be? Spirit bonds. Did I sleep through that one?
We've got a spiritual successor for spirit bonds, just a bit smaller in scale this time. This year's version will allow you to connect with some new spirits and earn their favor by simply playing League and completing champion-specific missions.
Earning a favor
and when
of
you've earned enough favor, you'll get a little reward from each spirit, like a nice, firm handshake.
Oh yeah, all right. Okay.
The courtyard is unlocked after you
that was the dating simulator. I didn't touch that one. I don't remember really playing it, or my mind completely erased it.
The beat 'em up metagame, and just like last time, it does require League gameplay to progress. Now, we know that visual novels and relationship-based games might not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. In general, we want to continue to experiment with these metagames, so we'll keep trying different cadences, genres, and styles to make sure we're creating something
I'm all for more
everyone
variety in
over
League of
time.
Legends and game
With that,
modes.
I'll hand it over to Matt and Drew to talk about griefing and inting.
Oh, my favorite
everyone,
topic. Let's
I'm
go!
Froxon. I'm just a capybara. As a recap, in the last dev update, we announced we are updating our
Call me crazy. I don't think he's a capybara.
systems to better detect and penalize disruptive behaviors like inting and griefing.
Okay.
So this time, we're back to let you know how this update went. When we rolled this out, it was really important to us to not punish low-skill players. Their play is sometimes hard to distinguish from players who intentionally lose in higher skill games, so we were a bit conservative with our rollout.
Okay,
To date,
makes
the
sense.
detections have a 99.95% accuracy rate.
I have no idea how they arrived at. I would love to like read more into it. I have no idea how they got to that one, but hey.
Given this success, we're continuing to invest in the system's capabilities.
I
We'll
believe
also
him.
start holding higher skill games to a higher standard,
Okay.
since we know diamond players don't ghost back to lane like iron players might. So we'll start punishing more aggressively
Really?
in those instances.
Fuck? Like, I'm reporting Elite 500. He does that in Challenger. Like, what the fuck?
Additionally, we're significantly increasing penalties for repeated levers and toxic keyboard warriors.
Okay.
We've also seen a lot of your feedback on things that you felt were missing, like spamming Trundle Pillar or Nivea Wall or trolling TK ults on your teammates. So we've increased our detections to help identify those more accurately.
Okay.
At the time of recording, we're targeting these changes to go live with patch 25.11.
This is up.
Beyond this, we're also revising our current approach on ranked restrictions.
Okay.
We've found that while ranked restrictions work in most cases, there are some players who get through their restriction games by ruining norms or swift play.
And that's like the worst part, you know? Like, you take this toxic piece of shit and you drop him in a pond of these naive, poor suckers who play League of Legends for fun in normal games. And they get punished by the toxic guys, you know? It's a very, very bad mix.
Which just sucks, and it isn't okay. While this percentage is low, we just don't think this behavior has any place in the game. So we'll be punishing ranked offenders with aggressive queue delays.
There's also one more change we're
Aggressive queue
working on, but
delays.
wanted to get your thoughts on before
Let me
implementing.
know, Froxon.
We're looking at adding a new feature to automatically terminate games if egregious game-ruining behavior is detected.
Whoa!
This means 9 people won't have to have their time wasted by a single player intent on trolling, similar to how Vanguard currently works for cheat.
Holy, that is a big deal. Difficult, potent, risky, but big deal. This got some serious implications. Now, it can solve like certain things. Again, like when it becomes obvious, people will play around it. If they want to troll you, they will troll you. I think soft hinting is just unfixable in a lot of cases if people are smart, especially in high elo, without manual review. On the other hand, this is going to produce the funniest clip of all time where Bao's game gets terminated when he goes level 1 Rammus in the backline, like trying to like proxy 2 waves or something, and the game gets terminated. That's going to be legit the best clip ever. I'm morbidly curious how this is going to work.
Cheaters.
We also wanted to take a moment to acknowledge some feedback we've seen on the honor system.
Okay.
We know it's frustrating to see that you're about to be demoted when you haven't changed how you play or how you interact with other players.
Wait, that can happen?
This is due to some under-the-hood changes we made to the system back in patch
didn't know.
25.04. Since we released these changes, we changed how honor is evaluated in a way that doesn't line up with your expectations.
FF.
So we'll be
Anything on
looking to
DFF?
iterate and
Chief?
improve on the experience in the coming months.
While we're working on these improvements, nothing will change with Hextech chest distribution today. But as we mentioned when
Okay.
chests returned, we still fully intend on having some only earnable through higher honor levels in the future. But we have to get the system right before doing that.
We know
Okay.
having positive players in your games is something all of us care a lot about. So expect to hear more from us about Honor in a future dev update later this year. Until then,
Well,
thanks for
that's a
staying positive.
great dev
And if you're
update so
not,
far,
prepare to
man.
be eliminated.
And just
Big.
around the corner,
Okay.
we have MSI that starts on June 27th. This year, we'll be bringing pick'ems to MSI for the first time ever.
Pick'ems.
So make sure you do your research and lock in before the first match.
Let's see if someone will finally submit a perfect bracket, which won't be me.
I'll do
We're
it.
also
Don't copy
excited
mine,
to test
guys.
out a new way to celebrate the team that wins MSI this year. The week after the final match, we'll be putting the skins that the winning team used during the finals on sale. We'll create a bundle for each role that
This
contains
is really
the
cool.
skins
Like,
used. with
this is such a minor thing. It's like, who gives a fuck? If they put like 5 skins out of 7 billion that they have, they put 5 on the sale. Like, and nobody gives a shit. It's not gonna move the needle at all on like their calculations and the money. In fact, they can even make them more money because of the memes. But it's just such a good thing to do because it just makes people focus consciously more about like what are they playing, who's playing, what's playing, you know, who did those things. It makes people more interested about the pro play, and it's very, very cool. It's just a generally, it's producing like this net positive culture effect for League of Legends. It's really cool. I love it.
an even deeper discount. For example, the top lane bundle. So let's hope that we go to a full 5 games for maximum skins. Check out patch notes for more details.
Also, it's gonna be for every
Excited for
game.
that, bro.
Damn.
And last, it's been a minute. I'm here to address Victor Nation. We've been quiet, but it doesn't mean we weren't listening. So I'm happy to announce to you all that we'll be doing a throwback skin in the style of Victor's
Wait!
original look because
The crazy sons of bitches did it. They won, finally. Like, the Viktor guys were so crazy for this. I'm so happy for him. Holy shit. Viktor mains won. I'm telling you, like, Riot Games is getting W's back to back. Fucking hell.
we know it means a lot to so many of
Crazy.
you. Now look,
That's a
we don't have
really
name
cool skin.
yet.
I like that
Maybe
skin as well.
Victor? I don't know. Let us know, Victor Nation. He'll be coming out later this year. And that's it
So
for
cool,
today.
man.
We'll be
Holy
back in a
shit.
few more weeks to talk more.
They're
Until
winning.
then, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the Rift.
They're winning straight up, man. What a good dev update.